Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode of Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Joshua.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode of Youth Connect. I hope you guys are excited because we got a whole bunch of news for you. As you guys know, I'm just going to say a warning in advance. We do not have Nibras, but don't worry. We always got you covered. So I will be bringing you some podcast news later down the road. But what in the world is Youth Connect? Youth Connect is a news, interest, entertainment show that's created during the pandemic for the community, by the community. And everybody here, which are all abilities, are here to share their amazing talents of their amazing skills in acting and amazing skills in talking, because they're going to be bringing you some entertainment news, some very good story news, some animal news, some fun facts, some live music, and obviously, if you guys know, the first thing we always have to do with Youth Connect is some gaming news. All right, guys. So last week we kind of did something similar, which was Spotlight Game of the Week, but I want to give it a little bit back on the spin of weirdness. So I'm going to do for you guys an weird iOS game that I think that you guys should check out. And technically, it's a mobile game that you should check out. And this one has a really, really weird name. So welcome to the game of Kiwanuka. Kiwanuka. It is a very interesting name. It is an action puzzle game with an entirely new game mechanic designed uniquely for touchscreen. You must guide tiny citizens and instruct them to build towers and knock the towers over to grab ledges and basically use them as bridges to reach the exit. How interesting is that? Successful, and remember, time and time again, you will learn. And remember, success requires careful thought and perfect timing. It is a brilliant, beautiful, and unique experience. Everything from the sounds and visuals and just the vibe of the game all comes together to create one of the most interesting little games you will play. I gotta say, I looked at this myself, and you know what? I don't think I would ever think to use people as a ladder to get up to an exit. But you know what? This game is definitely doing something that other games are not. So it's definitely a little bit weird, but in a good way. It makes it unique, and uniqueness in an iOS game is very important. Again, this game is called Kiwanuka. It's a very interesting game. Anyways, though, this has been my first gaming news, and next up we have Kevin. What is he bringing us? Some all-important news.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youth Connect with me, Kevin Aruja. For now, let's go to our headlines. Ontario plans to break up the region of Peel. The rocky start to summer patio season puts restaurant on edge. Canada's Competition Bureau sues Cineplex for allegedly advertising misleading tickets prices. And Kyle Dubas out as a Toronto Maple Leafs general manager. The Toronto government will announce plans to dissolve the region of Peel on Thursday, our source tells CTV News Toronto. The Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Steve Clark, is expected to hold a news conference with the mayors of the three Peel municipalities, the source said. The movie is expected to pave the way for both Mississauga and Brampton to become independent cities. However, it is unclear what the fate of Caledon will be. Mayor Annette Gross told CTV News Toronto on Wednesday night that she has been briefed about the proposal. However, she has been asked to be at the Queen's Park for 1 p.m. on Thursday. The news comes just days after Premier Doug Ford told reporters that he is for the independent Mississauga. Ford also said last week he did an announcement on the future of the cities that make up Peel region was coming very, very soon. The Mississauga Mayor, Bronnie Crombie, has long called for Mississauga separation from Peel region and has suggested such a move would save taxpayers for $1 billion over the next decades. restaurants in Canada are being slammed with daunting mix of soaring costs, staffing issues, and capacity problems, making a slow start to the critical summer patio season a near crisis for more eateries across the country, as the street people said. They said restaurants are struggling with the ballooning price of food, rent, utilities, labor, and insurance, with many of the higher costs being absorbed of fear of losing customers if menus prices rise too quickly. Now, a rocky start to summer across the much of Canada, from cool weather in parts of eastern Canada to wildfires out west, has eating into a vital season for restaurants. The lackluster start to patio season has also hurt workers. Some servers are sent home early if dining rooms or patios don't fill up, while still others are told not to come into work at all if the forecast isn't promising. In the first 2 months of 2023, 106 restaurants went bankrupt, up to 160% from 49 restaurants in the first 2 months of last year, and up to 18% compared with 90 restaurants in 2019. The Competition Bureau said it's suing Cineplex for allegedly advertising misleading tickets price, the agency said on Thursday. The Bureau alleged in the Thursday media's release that Cineplex is breaking the law by adding a fee that raises the price of its tickets purchased online. It says that the investigation found consumers can buy tickets online at advertised price because there is an additional mandatory fee of $1.50 for booking online. The Bureau alleges an example of misleading drip pricing, also known as junk free. It, it noticed that recent amendments to the Competition Act explicitly recognized drip pricing as a harmful business practice. It says any additional fixed charges or fee are false or misleading under the law unless they are imposed by the government, such as sales tax. Cineplex announced that sorry about that online booking free last June. It has said Scene Plus for members would pay a reduced $1 per ticket purchase online, while members of Cine Club, that company's monthly subscription program, would not pay any fee. In sports news, Kyle Dubas is out as general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs won a playoff series for the first time in nearly 2 decades this spring when they defeated the Tampa Bay Lightning before bowing out to the underdog Florida Panthers in a disappointing second round showing. An emotional Dubas said it is the end of season press conference he wasn't sure if he would continue as GM, citing the stress on his young family. Dubas joined the Leafs in 2014 as an assistant GM at age 28 in 2014 and managed the American Hockey League's Toronto Marlies to a Calder Cup and titles in 2017 to 2018. He took over as Toronto general manager from Lou Lamoriello in May 2018 as part of a succession plan under the direction of team president Brendan Shanahan. In today's weather forecast, we've got a mix of sun and clouds again this afternoon. The temperature is now 22 degrees. And tomorrow we will get a chance of rain, and the temperature will be 18 degrees. And now for the topics for interesting fact, I want to talk about this guy behind my poster. It's bald eagle. So what does bald eagle do? Well, the bald eagle is found only in North America. Sorry about that. Primarily in coastal areas or near large inland lakes and rivers that have abundant fish. Eagles can be found perched in large trees along the shores. This species is common along salt and freshwater bodies at lower elevations throughout western Washington. Bald eagles feed on live fish that they snatch out of the water using their sharp talons. The undersides of eagles' feet are rough, so keep the fish from slipping from the eagle's grasp. They also feed on dead spawn salmon along the stream banks. Bald eagles eat ducks and other birds, in addition to small mammals. In the San Juan Islands, eagles hunt rabbits as the main source of food. And for the facts about eagles is, eagles can fly up to 30 miles per hour and can dive at speeds at up to 100 miles per hour. The bald eagle to develop the characteristics wide head and tail feathers by 4 or 6 years of age. Fledgling eagles learn to fly at 3 months of age, and eagles can live 30 years or more in the wild. So now with that we come to the end of my segment. Tune in for next week's about news, weather, and interesting fact. I'm sending you Back to Aiden. See you next Friday.
How interesting is that? I remember last week we were talking about house prices increasing. Now we have store prices increasing, and I can't believe Cineplex would charge an additional 150 for booking tickets online. You know what? That definitely is a little bit scammy. I hope Cineplex fixes this issue. But for everybody else, what did you guys think of Kevin's news? Because I really loved the bald eagles. Did you guys know that it is the official national bird of the U.S.?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's very interesting.
I really like the news, Kevin. Thank you so much. You know what? It's always great to have that kind of mishmash because it's good to learn about everything from local, a little bit of random facts. It's just kind of like that mixed bag that we all need. So thank you so much, Kevin. All right, let's keep the train moving and let's move on to our second gaming news. Now, I just want to talk about this because this is absolutely fantastic. I want to say that one of my favorite wait, what is it? What's the technical term? I think the technical term is to have an on-the-go device, whether that be a Nintendo Switch or my phone. In the old days, they used to have a Game Boy Advance, and let me just say, now in the more modern era, I absolutely love the Game Boy Advance. It is definitely one of the most nostalgic kind of consoles that I've ever had. But what's awesome is that they had these amazing spin-off SNES games that were made for on the go. So, like for example, you would have Super Mario World made on the SNES, now moved to the Game Boy Advance with some extra features so that you could take it on the go. But what is awesome is that Nintendo, the company Nintendo, has just announced that Super Mario Bros. Advance 1, 2, and 3 will join the Switch Online's expensive expansion pack tier starting on May 26th. So, what is Super Mario Bros. Advance 1, 2, and 3? Well, we have a whole mix. So, the first game, which is Advance 1, is a remaster of Super Mario Bros. 2. And the second game is a port of Super Mario World. And the third game is a port of Yoshi's Island. Now, let me just say, guys, these are some of the top SNES games. So, obviously, when I saw that Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario World, and Yoshi's Island was going to be ported over, I got absolutely overjoyed. Now, obviously, if you guys know, the GBA is one of the newest things that they're adding more GBA games that people can play with. But the interesting factor is that, why not do I play just the SNES version of Yoshi's Island that's on the SNES Classic thing? Well, the Game Boy Advance had something interesting. It had some extra features, had some tilting controls, and I don't know. With Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Game Boy Advance, it had custom voice lines for every single character, including death animations and throwing items. They all had unique stuff on them. Some had some extra stuff, like for example, 1 through 3 had a Yoshi challenge mode. And basically, there was like 6 secret levels in the third version, which was Yoshi's Island. 6 extra levels, guys. I don't know. The Game Boy Advance was definitely an interesting kind of on-the-go device. And seeing Super Mario Bros. Advance 1, 2, and 3 coming to the Nintendo GBA Switch Online kind of like service, it's absolutely amazing to hear because I absolutely love the Game Boy Advance. And I'm waiting, Nintendo. Where in the world is my Wario Land 4? I'm waiting patiently because that's one of my favorite games. Anyways, though, I have got to my second gaming news. And next up, we have Joshua. What is he bringing us? He's going to be bringing us some good story news. And of course, your very favorite animal news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Connect Now for a good news story. A man who attempted to climb the highest mountains in England, Scotland, and Wales to raise money for charity has now completed the challenge, and that's with a refrigerator strapped to his back. The 38-year-old former soldier Michael Copeland conquered the Three Mountain Challenge in just under 24 hours to raise money for the mental health charity called Mind. The fridge represents the burden that mental health can have on us all, said Copeland. I'm a massive overthinker and always think I'm not always good enough. I always want to be doing more. The daredevil had to overcome grueling weather conditions, including heavy rain, snow, and 40 miles per hour winds. He ended up running downhill with a bridge from the last mountain peak to complete the challenge just in time. Copeland wasn't always a mountain goer. He took up the hobby during his country streak and total knockdowns as a means to help with his struggles against depression and anxiety. He is dedicated to the army, but when he left after the birth of his second child, he found it difficult to reintegrate with society. He directed his discipline and physical fitness into a bodybuilding passion which continued for 10 years. With gyms closing during lockdown, he had to find another outlet for his energy and dedication. And he's now impressing everyone now. Congratulations to you, Michael. Now for another good news story. If you ask Lisa Armstrong about the best thing about her job, she'll answer without hesitation that is the fact the guests and the staff are likely family and the local AMW restaurant on Vancouver Island where she works. It's a fast food family that includes teenage coworkers who are quick to consider Lisa like a mom. They say she's always trying to brighten their day and make them laugh. They add that she is one of the most caring people and very selfless person, and therefore you can imagine how they all felt when Lisa announced their family was expanding and she was pregnant. While Lisa felt very grateful that working while pregnant was a breeze, she admits the prospect of taking just 2 weeks off for maternity leave felt stressful. Employment insurance only gives you 55% of your income, and I can't go without my full income. Lisa admits, so I'm going to use my 2 weeks paid vacation, then come back to work after that. This sort of plan, it is the sort of plan you have to make when you are the primary breadwinner in your family. Until things don't go according to plan, and your baby arrives 3.5 weeks early, baby Declan weighed just 4 pounds 11 ounces when he was born prematurely. During a surprise baby shower attended by her work family, Lisa was presented with an envelope containing cash and coins totaling 1,011.50, which was almost a full paycheck for her. It was a group of 8 teenage co-workers between the ages of 15 and 17 who donated their wages to Lisa. It was love that your young coworkers say it is a reflection of the caring that Lisa has always shown them. Lisa started caring because they didn't want her to worry and wanted her to take more time off, which is why they gave their work mom the priceless gift of spending 2 more weeks, that is 1 month in total, in order to slowly being baby Declan's mom. What a generous bunch of coworkers, don't you think? Now turning to animal interest news. After a 100-year-old Californian resident lost her beloved dog, the sad and quiet senior was cured for her sadness by the introduction of a senior chihuahua. Fortunately for the senior, Joanna Carrington, a special animal shelter in San Francisco, had a unique adoption program called Seniors for Seniors that helps senior citizens enjoy the mental health benefits of animal companionship by adopting senior dogs and cats. A little chihuahua with a reserved personality and no teeth was available at an animal shelter after being rescued from a dog hoarding situation, and little Gucci seemed to be a perfect fit for Joanna. Her daughter Debbie said that after her mom lost her other dog, it was a quiet and sad. Then Gucci brought joy into the house. Joanna, who would soon celebrate her 101st birthday with Gucci in a few days, couldn't have a dog as a child. Growing up in an orphanage in war-torn Germany, having never touched a cigarette nor a drop of alcohol, she attributes her many years to being surrounded by animals, including 8 dogs at one point. Joanna Carrington said, "He came to the house like he'd been here before. It was remarkable. He saw me sitting on my chair and immediately jumped on me and sat on my lap. He made him very, very comfortable. He made himself very, very comfortable. He was just our baby right away. She showers him with oodles of toys and gives him back massages while they watch TV at night. What a perfect match, don't you think?" This is Joshua Shaw reporting for UConnect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Oh my gosh, all 3 news were absolutely amazing. I gotta say that the first news was one of my favorites. Imagine climbing the highest peaks of England, Scotland, and Wales with a fridge on your back. Because I was wondering, why does this man have a fridge on his back? But I can't believe how deep the message was to represent the weight of mental health. Because you know what? Mental health is definitely something that should be recognized more. And I really am glad that somebody did something that is because imagine, guys, you see a man with a fridge on his back, you're gonna look at that news, and it spreads a positive message, and that's amazing. And for everybody else, what did you guys think of Joshua's news? Because I loved that a 100-year-old lady got another friendly dog, and it was a senior dog. So basically, it was an older dog for somebody who was a little bit older. So basically, they're working together. And honestly, I would never want to sit in silence. So thankfully, she got some extra company for her.
Yeah, thank good for that.
I like the Chihuahua story.
I liked it as well. I also liked
It's
the
like
maternity
heartwarming.
leave one. You know what? When community bands together, we can always support somebody, but it requires the full work of the community.
Mhm.
Absolutely amazing stories, Joshua. We always need those good story news, and we absolutely love the animal news. Thank you so much. All right, time to move on to our third gaming news. What is it? It's going to be our board game of the week. It's similar to our iOS game or maybe even our Spotlight game of the week, but it's a board game that I want you to check out. What is today's board game of the week? Well, today's board game of the week is called The Books of Time. So the history of humankind has been written down for thousands of years. Our technological achievements, geographical discoveries, and the will to prosper are woven into the intricate threads spread throughout books that tell the story of our time on Earth. Now you have a chance to shape that story. So Books of Time puts you in a unique and exciting twist on tableau building, allowing you to construct 3 great books, each with their own set of special abilities that can write, thereby creating incredible combinations. The story of a civilization is truly at your fingertips. There's 3 types of pages that can go into players' books: trade, science, and industry. And during the game, you can add pages to these books to create powerful combinations of actions that you can activate. And you'll need to efficiently manage your resources to create the books that will meet your personal objectives and score you the most points. This isn't really a versus game and requires you to think really hard because you got to think, oh, what combinations could go here? How can I make my 3 books of time as powerful as they can be? How many points can I score? I don't know. Board games like this always make me kind of think, and I love a board game that makes me think. Because you know what? Using your brain is definitely fun to do. So again, guys, this board game is called The Books of Time. Don't share anybody this secret about these secret books. Only you have the power. Anyways, this is where I usually would say, hey guys, next up is Nibras, and Nibras is going to bring us some entertainment and podcast news. But don't worry, I got you some podcast news. Now, what am I going to be bringing you today? I got you an interesting subject. What is it? It's called Weird Podcasts that I think you should check out. And you know what? I think you should start with this. No, I'm serious, guys. You should start with this, the podcast. That's the name. What is Start With This? Start With This is a podcast gone creativity playground designed to put your ideas in motion. From the co-creator of Welcome to Night Vale, Jeffrey Craner. I absolutely love Welcome to Night Vale, and each episode centers around a topic from world building to opening lines and even failure. But it gives the listeners 2 short assignments, something to consume and something to create. And Jeffrey wants you to start creating one assignment at a time because the best way to start writing is to start writing. I mean, that makes sense in a way. Not sure what to guys. What podcast do I not talk about? What am I going to bring? I am just getting into the podcast world. I think you should start with this. Start with this, the podcast. It's definitely a fun, interesting podcast. And you know what gives it a unique spin? It gives you an assignment to complete. It basically is like homework on the go. I mean, obviously, if you love homework, this is a great podcast for you. But if you want to learn something, it's made by Jeffrey Craner. And when something's made by Jeffrey Craner, guys, that means it's going to be something creative. So honestly, I'm going to have to check out this podcast, and I really hope that you check out this podcast too. Remember, it is called Start With This. Anyways, though, this has been my podcast and gaming news. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe and maybe even comment a little bit here and there. But we have one more person left. Who could it be? I know who it is. It's going to be Jeffrey. And what is he bringing us? He's going to be bringing us some live music.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeffrey, your live musician. And I hope you're ready to spread your wings with this song, as this song is called A Bird Likes Me and Knows What It's Like to Be Loved. And it's also a love song, too. So hope you like it. Protecting faith to have comfort and safety. This is what happiness feels like in my head. It's in the morning, tonight's a new day. Hoping tonight's a new day. Telling the world to get up, get outside and play. To be loved, protecting faith, to have cover and safety. This happiness feels like in my head. My flight is carefree, my soul is okay. Color feathers like a rainbow parade, lifting people's sadness. Spirits wear the song, telling the world that we all belong. To be loved is to protect and faith, to have comfort and safety. This happiness feels like in my head. Color face like a rainbow parade, only have rain after colorful favorite papers in the sky. Knowing in the rights and about my love is all you around for you. Remember to care, my fellow love is everywhere. Girl like me knows what it's like to be loved, to protect and faith. This is what comfort and safety. This is what happiness feels like in my head. To love is protecting faith, to have comfort and safety. This happiness feels like in my head. Between the morning, 2 nights it's a new day. Telling the world to get up, get outside and play. The flight is carefree, my soul is okay. Color feathers like a rainbow parade, lifting people's sadness. Spirits with a song, telling the world we all belong. To belong is a protecting faith, to comfort and safety. This happiness feels like in my head. Feathery paintbrush in the sky, knowing when or after while my love is all around for you. Remember to care, my love is everywhere. A bird like me knows what such feel love, to protect your faith, to have comfort and safety. This happiness feels like in my head. To be loved is protecting faith, to have comfort and safety. This happiness feels like in my head. Between the morning, so now it's a new day. Tell the world, get up, get outside and play. My flight's carefree, my soul's okay. Color face like a rainbow parade, lifting people's sadness. Spirits with a song, telling the world we all belong. Very paintbrush in the sky, knowing winter once in a while. My love is all around for you. Remember to care, my feathered love is everywhere. A bird like me knows what it's like to be loved, to protect your faith, to compensate it. This happiness feels like in my head. To be loved is protecting faith, to have comfort and safety. This happiness feels like in my head. Thank you, everyone. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. I'll see you all next week. And make sure to check out my website, www.jeffrey.com. And it's back to you, Aiden. Bye, everyone.
All right, guys, I hope that you felt loved in that song, because I definitely felt loved when I was listening to Jeffrey's music. It's absolutely amazing, Jeff. It's awesome to hear your beats. And this has reached the end of our Youth Connect. If you liked Youth Connect, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, guys, I really hope that you have a great long weekend. Remember, long weekend, plan something. Go out for a nice picnic, have a barbecue, hang out with friends. Remember, enjoy your long weekend, because it's really awesome to have them. But other than that, guys, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you so much, Kevin. And you know what? We will see you all next week. Bye, guys, and
Bye.
catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.